Have you ever had someone disagree with you? I mean, like loud, yelling, angry disagreement, like you want them to do something and they don't want to do it kind of disagreement. Ever? I think it happens to everybody at some point or another, but has that conversation ever ended with, you will agree with me or I will sue you? I'm J Loren Norris, and you're watching Leading Leader Podcast. And it's amazing to me how our court system has now become the puppet's master behind the strings, and yet there are so many social ills and social disagreements and arguments that are being plied in the court system. Not for what the court system was used for, to determine guilt or innocence of a crime, but rather to determine the justice of my opinion versus yours, of their opinion versus their opinion, of our opinion versus really nobody's opinion, just the social norm. Recently, I was watching a video recapping a case where a gentleman who's owned a t-shirt shop for 20-something years was asked to make a shirt for the Gay Pride Parade. And he said, I have employees who will be at the parade, and I have plenty of customers who will be at the parade and participating, but I don't really want to make the shirt that has the message emblazoned on it. He also didn't want to make the shirt that was very offensive to homosexuals that just said homosexuals is sin. He said, I don't want to get into that controversy. It's not what I want to do. I don't want my organization making those kind of t-shirts. And so he was sued. He was sued because he wouldn't make the t-shirts for the Gay Pride Parade. No offense to his employees, no offense to his regular customers who were participating in the parade, but the group that wanted him to print those t-shirts was offended that he would not. Irony of ironies, by the time it got to the court, the friend of the court briefing that held the strongest leverage to allow him to appeal and get out of the lawsuit so far was a company in New Jersey owned by a lesbian couple who also made t-shirts, who also said, I'm not saying that he has to support the parade or not support the parade. All I'm saying is that he has a right to choose to do business with who he chooses to do business with. It's his business. You shouldn't be able to sue him to make him do business your way of doing business. Unfortunately, we live in a society who has reached every level of entitlement. And this is not about whether you believe in the Gay Pride Parade or not, or whether you believe in NRA or not. That's not what this conversation today is about. This conversation today is about the idea that we have lost focus of the concept of leadership in so many categories. Leadership is influence, nothing more and nothing less. That doesn't mean we have to agree. It doesn't mean that we have to agree that your idea is best or that my idea is best. What we have to understand is that we are going to go the direction of success continually. And influence means someone is going to be guiding that bus, not with a whip and buggy, not with a stick, not with a carrot and a stick, which is kind of what our court system has become, but instead with the influence and the reminder that says this is probably going to reap the best benefit. This is going to have the best long-term outcome. This is the best short-term outcome and long-term outcome. And these are just the things that we figured out by experience. If we can work together to achieve them, how much more better off will we all be? Unfortunately, the sense of entitlement that many of our citizens have seen over the last few decades has brought them to the concept that if I can just find a reason to sue you because the coffee is too hot, because the floor was wet, because my cruise control stuck, if I can just find a reason to sue you, then I will be wealthy and you will have to agree with me. You will have to shut up or go out of business or change your opinion, but I will be wealthy, or I will get the notoriety, or I will be on TV, or I will be famous. It's not what our court systems were made for. That's not what we should be doing as leaders to influence others' decisions and opinions. And I challenge you, if you're a leader and you feel like the only way that you can persuade people to agree with you or to go along in your direction is via lawsuit, perhaps you need to work on the true basis of your argument, the facts in your argument, and the case of your argument, rather than the court case and shopping a court who will agree with you. That's just my 2 cents. I'm J Loren Norris, and you've been watching the Leading Leaders podcast on Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.